to kind of pivot towards the Josh Allen T Law conversation, let's talk about Wild Card Weekend.
Yes,
Let's talk
Now,
about it,
sir.
man.
now here,
Please,
now
let's talk
here's
about it.
now, Drew. If you don't mind pulling up the mashups for me,
Yeah, I
but
got you. I
we'll
got
go
you.
ahead and start off with I think the most obvious one. Uh, we got we're gonna go straight to Jags versus Bills, and I'm not gonna lie to y'all, ladies and gentlemen. I think the Jags will take it this weekend.
Wow.
Guaranteed. The Jags are playing at home. The
Yeah.
Jags are the team that has been consistently over 30 points in the past few games. At the
Fair.
end of the day, I am sitting there and I'm thinking to myself, if there's a quarterback that has been on a heater for the past month that I can trust in the playoffs right now, if we started, T Law's name is right there. Jacoby Myers has
Talk to me,
completely
RJ.
transformed that offense. I mean, what are we talking about? You finally
Listen.
give him someone that's not afraid of contact, which in doing so gives Brian Thomas Jr. the confidence to stick through with the contact. Then you have Brandon Strange, then you have Parker Washington. And let's not forget, next year, this man is going to have arguably a unicorn at his wide receiver three and Travis Hunter. At the end of the day, for this weekend coming
Fair.
up, give me the Jaguars to beat the Bills by at least 7 whole points.
See,
I
Guaranteed.
love that. I love that.
I
I love
don't.
that.
I don't love that. And I mean, okay,
Really?
I'll say it from this perspective. I do think it's going to be a close game. I was kind of going back and forth when talking about this, but I guess to go over one of your points, RJ, you said like, what do you say? You said the Jags averaged 30 points over the last like few games. I mean, it's not that hard when your last 4 games you played the Jets, you played the Titans, you played the Colts. Now, granted, you got a great win against Denver. Don't take anything. I'm not taking anything away from that squad. Hell of a win over Denver, but you played the Jets. You dropped 50 on the worst team in football. You played the Titans. You dropped 41 on debatably the third worst team in football. Like, to me, being up on bad teams and going into the postseason isn't anything to cheer about, in my opinion. When it comes to the playoffs, I want to put my trust in who's the better quarterback and who has the better coaching experience. Liam Cohen, with all due respect, does not have the same coaching experience as Sean McDermott. Trevor Lawrence, not even close to Josh Allen when it comes to playoff experience. So for those reasons alone, I decided I'm going to take the Buffalo Bills, and also because the Buffalo has been in some close games as of late. They just absolutely mollywopped the Jets. Granted, with like second stringers, but they still mollywopped the Jets. But it's not hard to do that to the Jets. Had a very, very close game against Philadelphia, which they could have easily won if like some things went different down the line and Josh Allen actually made some decent throws. But I think facing the former champions and having a closely contested game, especially as bad as they started out in that game and rallied and came back and put together some good drives to make it come down to the last play, I think that gives them some props. I think beating the best team in the AFC, in my opinion, which is, people say it's the Broncos, I think it's the New England Patriots right now. They just beat the Patriots a few weeks ago, and they can show that they're a high-scoring team. They can show that their defense can put some clamps on when needed. Like I said, this is going to be a close game. It's not going to be easy by any means. I think Jacksonville is very formidable, and I think that they can win. But at the end of the day, when it comes down to like a tightly contested matchup like this, I think you got to put your trust in the coaching staff and the quarterback. So for that reason, I'm going with Josh Allen and the Bills, bro. Yeah.
Noah, help me out here, man. Help me
That's
out
cool,
here.
We
man.
already know what about to say, bro.
Y'all already know what I'm about to say, man. Give me my Jags. Give me Trevor Lawrence. Listen, Drew, I need you to understand this, bro.
Yes, sir.
I need you to understand this, bro. Like, the Jaguars, first off, I don't even need to see Liam Cohen in the playoffs. I know he's a better coach than Sean McDermott. That's number one. I don't need to say Drew, don't look at me like that, bro. Okay, Drew, let me ask you this. Wait.
Y'all got to see Liam Cohen in the playoffs?
I have one question. When they played the Eagles last week,
Yeah.
and they decided to go for 2,
That wasn't a bad call.
even though the Eagles could not score points,
wasn't a bad call.
Beat them in overtime, bro.
Listen.
I know it wasn't a bad call. No, I know that. But what did you think in that moment? Sean McDermott's about to blow the game.
I didn't think
That's what I was
I didn't think that. I thought Superman Josh Allen would make a play, but at the end of the day, he overthrew.
We know how Sean
Shaquille
McDermott
like crazy.
gets, bro. We know how Sean McDermott gets. This is not the Titans, bro. This is not the Titans. This is a team that can put up points. Look what they did to the Broncos. Who did we all think was the best defense in the league? The Broncos. Who gave the
Houston have something to
Broncos
say about that.
absolute belt? Who? Exactly. Come on, bro.
Here's the way I kind of view the matchup. I do view it, and the reason why I think the Bills will lose, I do believe it is Sean McDermott's conservative on defense that is going
Thank
to
you,
cost
bro.
them this game. I think Sean McDermott, the reason why, now this has always been a hot take of mine, period, but I've always believed that Sean McDermott needs to get fired. I've always been a huge
Thank you.
believer in
Thank
that.
you. He's not a
Because
good coach, bro.
here's
Oh
the way
my
I view it, right?
goodness.
If your quarterback drops 28 points consistently, whether it's 2 passing touchdowns or 2 rushing touchdowns, if your quarterback does that and you lose the fucking game, my number one question is I'm looking right at the head coach and I'm asking him how the fuck
He's
did
a
you lose this
defensive
game?
guy.
So we're not
That's
How did
gonna.
you
his
lose
whole
that
thing.
game?
He's a defensive guy, and their defense is always the reason they lose. How is that possible?
Even if
That's fair.
Explain
even
that to
if
me.
even if you look at the Chiefs, the Mahomes and Allen matchups as at the end of the day, it's the best of the best, right? That's fun. We'll go back to when the Buffalo Bills were at home in the playoffs versus the Cincinnati Bengals. What happened that game? I'll tell you what happened that game. He didn't have an answer for Jamar Chase only. There was no
One
T.
of the best
Higgins.
receivers in the game.
Listen, at the end of the day,
Make an
he
adjustment.
had he had Tre'Davious White. He had arguably a top 10 defense in points per game on that team, and they
You're right.
lost.
You're
So at
right.
the end of the day, I understand the praise that Sean McDermott gets, but he's always been a head coach that I sit there and look at and just say you won't get the job done, and that is why I think
Change of scenery, bro.
this weekend, 100% in Jacksonville, Florida, in Duval County.
Tell him
Give
about
me
it.
the Jacksonville Jaguars to win over the Buffalo Bills. 100%.
I'm gonna ask one question because I know we gotta move on. But outside of the win against Denver, does Jacksonville have another win this year that really this man Noah?
Easily.
Like what
Easily.
other win really convinced
Easily.
y'all that they can
They
beat
beat the
Buffalo?
Chargers by 30.
They have Justin Herbert. He's a fraud. He's a fraud. Bro, what did Justin Herbert do that game? He did nothing.
I'll pivot to the Chiefs. At the end of the day, the Chiefs have always been a respectable team. Whether you sit there and look at our record or not,
They beat the
at the end of
Texans.
the day, you cannot sit there
Niners.
and think to yourself the Chiefs are a pushover team. Because the Jags were down 14-zip at the start of that second quarter. They came back and won that game.
And they
versus
won
the
by a
Chiefs.
field
Now,
goal against
they
a
still won.
Rasheed Riceless offense who had trouble
still
finding
won.
their identity all year, who don't run the ball against one of the most inconsistent defenses in football.
At the end of the day, it's a win, not a win.
A win's a win. But I'm just saying, outside, you brought up, wait, no, what other team did you say? I think you said the
Okay.
Texans.
And we're
The
about to pivot
Texans,
over
the
to our next
Niners,
topic.
Oh my, two
the
beat up
Chargers,
teams.
like, what was the Bills' best win?
Shoot.
When the Ravens dropped, how much did the Ravens drop on them? And they were
Got
1-5 to start the season, bro.
The Patriots
Like,
win.
come on.
Easily is their best win.
Bro, the Patriots were up 21-0.
And they won
They were
35,
giving them
bro.
crazy work.
But who won
I'm
the
just
game?
saying, like, the Bills can just easily be had, though.
Listen,
At the end of the day,
They really haven't had, like, a dominant win against a good team. Like, who did they beat in dominant fashion against a good team? Come on, bro. We're talking real ball here, man.
Come on now, nah. But to pivot off of that, the Jags did beat the Texans, but we'll go ahead and just meet up with the Texans versus the Steelers. I think we all can collectively agree it is old man Rodgers' time. That man will be passing away this week in the playoffs. R.I.P. to a beautiful career. 4-time MVP, Super Bowl champion, Super Bowl MVP. That man
And the retirement speech is crazy, bro. They
He said
haven't played yet.
R.I.P. He said he died.
Yo.
It's over.
Nah, it is over, man. It is over.
If I was a crazy betting man, I would put $10,000 on the Texans to win 100%. I do not think this game is going to be close at all. If Lamar Ramon Jackson II was in this game, I would be saying the same thing. I think the Texans are going to cook whoever they face in the wild card this weekend. And I 100% believe that the unfortunate reality is they have a 41-year-old quarterback that can't run. It is over.
Bro, he's going to be throwing the ball the second it touches his hands, bro. That's all I
Yeah,
know. He will not be standing in the pocket. And I just, yeah, like you said, RJ, score prediction straight up, I think it's going to be like 31-10.
bro.
Yeah,
And I think the Texans will have a defensive touchdown, bro.
for sure.
Either that or it'll be like a really close defensive game, like a slugfest,
Yeah,
and
I
it'll
will
be
Yeah, that's.
say,
I think
I
it's
under
gonna
will
be like
20.
that. I
say,
think it's gonna be one
It
of
might be
those.
under 20 scoring, like
I will say,
17-13 or something.
Bet
the
the
way I
unders
kind of
for
view
sure.
it, if the Texans get into a slugfest with the Steelers, then I would not be shocked if somehow their devil magic pulled it off.
That's
Mm.
listen. Y'all described it perfectly. As when we brought this up, at first I was like set in stone on the Texans, bro. But I started thinking about it, and I think about what I saw last night from the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I saw a team that rallied together in the closing moments. I saw Aaron Rodgers have to rely on a committee wide receiver room full of nobodies, respectfully, besides maybe like Pat Fryermuth, and he was able to get it done. And
Respect,
he gets
respect,
DK Metcalf
Super
back
Bowl
next week.
champion MVS.
What you say, Roger? Sorry.
To respect MVS, a Super Bowl champion on that
Oh yeah,
squad.
oh yeah. Scantling, bro. Scantling was getting some good targets. You know what I'm saying? But
Hmm.
they get DK back next week. That has to be something to think about. He gets his best target back. I've been liking what I've seen. How Aaron Rodgers has been spreading the ball around. Now, granted, I don't know how it's gonna look facing that Texans D line, because the Texans defense is prolific, bro. Like to
I
me,
think
it's debatably the best
They
defensive in football, bro.
I
Like,
think I think the Texans have one of the best front sevens in the league right now for
they have the
sure.
best edge rush duo in the league, bro. Will
Easily.
Anderson and Daniil Hunter, bro. Like that's the best edge rush duo in the league.
oh
They're
yeah,
gonna get after him, bro.
hundred
They're
percent.
really
And
like, I mean, and oh my gosh, bro.
100%. I
Yeah.
agree with everything. So it's gonna take a strategic coaching masterclass put on by Mike Tomlin and crew. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm very, 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 very hesitant that to believe that he's actually going to do that. However, one of my biggest things in the playoffs is experience, bro. And it doesn't get better with experience than Mike Tomlin and Aaron Rodgers, and they're playing at home. Pittsburgh was going bro. The environment at that game last night for that to clinch the AFC North was insane. So CJ Stroud, listen. We can talk about the defense all day. CJ Stroud is gonna have to put some points up, man. I'm not really impressed with their running game. Nico Collins is cool. Jaden Higgins, he's really good as well. But I think this game's ultimately going to come down to C.J. Stroud. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to do his thing. I think he's going to put up around 200 yards passing, maybe a couple touchdowns. I think the running game's going to. I don't think they should focus on running the ball. I like their little check down offense that they implement with Kenneth Gainwell. Kenneth Gainwell's been playing really good this year. So I think if
Yeah,
they keep
that
utilizing
is
that, they have a chance, man. I'm not saying they're going to win.
The Pittsburgh Steelers are the epicenter of unk ball to the biggest and highest degree. Because if you would have told me in 2025 at the start of the season that Kenneth Gainwell will be the Steelers MVP, I would not believe you. I simply wouldn't have. But here we are now with him being the check down god, pretty much Austin Eckler
Facts.
reinformed with Jalen Warren. Like I said, at the end of the day, if the Texans somehow in some way get into a slugfest, this game can get ugly for the Steelers quick, and I would not be shocked if the Steelers somehow, some way pulled off the upset.
And so, final predictions, y'all taking the Texans?
Yeah,
I'll
I
still
do think
take the
ultimately
Texans.
though, I think the Texans have been on a roll. I think CJ Stroud has figured out a rhythm between Higgins, Noel, and Collins, as well as Woody Marks and Dare really taking off in that running game. I just don't see a way that the Steelers can really pull this off. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll with the Texans.
Yeah, I like their energy right now. Once that offense starts clicking, I mean, their team is really complete with you know what I'm saying, if the offense gets in rhythm. I mean, when CJ Stroud, like, I don't know, I think it's more like he found his confidence back almost. Like, it seems like he's more decisive with his throws, kind of trusting his guys now. Especially because, like, now he has more of, like, a real foundation of offensive pieces because, I mean, people have been, like, you know, decently healthy. I feel like the rookie stepping up too. I like Jaden Higgins a lot, actually.
Nice.
Um, And I think him and Nico Collins, Woody Marks, you know what I'm saying, pretty solid. Even with the offensive line problems, like I think the way that they run their offense, they can still get it done and do enough because I think they'll have like I know they're gonna turn the Steelers over. I know that for a
100%.
fact. I would bet my life on that. So I think, you know, if they can get after Aaron Rodgers and force a turnover or two and just at least move the ball on offense, they'll probably like, you know, they'll win. I'm pretty confident in that.
I'm taking
Might
Pittsburgh,
go on
bro.
delay.
No,
I'm taking Pittsburgh,
I'm
bro.
taking
Okay,
Pittsburgh.
Don't
I
do it,
will say
man.
it's
Don't
really
do it,
to me it's
man.
really 50-50. Like I can see this game going very easily anyway. I will say the pick of the day is picking the Steelers to cover the spread, whatever the spread is. Because in my opinion, I just don't trust D'Amico Ryans, bro, in the situation. I think honestly early on in the
I
season,
don't
people
know.
were calling for
First
his
round.
job for a reason. I think he can be very inconsistent when it comes to coaching at times and make some questionable decisions. They don't have a run game. I think that's something very important you need in the playoffs, bro. So, like I said, to me, it's a very 50-50 matchup. But I'm going to roll with Pittsburgh, bro. I think they're going to keep the momentum up going into this week, bro. But I think after that,
That's
it's over.
understandable.
100%. It's over.
I will say though, I think with this next matchup, I think we can all agree where it's gonna go. We have the number 2 seeded Patriots against the number 7 Los Angeles Chargers.
Oh, yeah.
Drew, go ahead and start us off, man, because I already
Bro,
know your
no
answer.
question. No question. New England's taking the dub here, bro. I think if there was gonna be a blowout, like listen, the Chargers defense, I will say is kind of underrated, a little bit underrated. But I think Drake May has shown this year he's one of the most consistent quarterbacks in football. Mike Vrabel, one of the best coaching minds in football, brought in I'm blanking Josh McDaniels as the offensive coordinator. He's been doing a hell of a job. They have a good running game balance with Stevenson and Henderson. Diggs, hey, listen, the baby mama drama and all the other drama of him assaulting whoever he assaulted, I think's been helping him out. Straight up, he's been cooking.
I think every time I think about that Stephon Diggs situation, I just think about that one image of Michael Irvin saying, "You either run that slant or you run back to the ghetto." So at the end of the day, I did. Yeah, nah. I mean, Drew. I mean, 100%, man. You're speaking the truth here. I mean, I just don't see a world where the Chargers win this game at all. They have too many questions at offensive line to begin with. Herbert takes way too many sacks. Herbert's been banged up. And not to mention, I mean, truthfully, I love Matt McConkey as much as the next man, but there is no true wide receiver one on that offense at all. And I think
Yeah,
that's what makes it worse. The moment you put Christian Gonzalez on that outside where Quinn Johnson needs to be, it is G raps because
for
they
real.
then put I forgot their cornerback too. Their cornerback too, I believe, is Carlton Davis. The moment Carlton Davis is on Lab McConkey, I'm sorry, sweet Jesus, it's over for Lab. It's over. That safety
Yeah,
blanket's gone, and that tight end that's been emerging for the Chargers, I think Oran Gainston, whatever his name is,
Gaskin.
I
Yeah,
just don't think he's going to be able to produce to the highest degree in that game enough to where it's a game changer for the Chargers. It is not. I don't think this game is going to fall on Herbert's shoulders as much as the next man. I just think it's going to be one of those good old fashioned Patriots ass whoopings that we've seen when we were younger, dreading that dumb, stupid empire that Brady and Belichick built. I do believe that happens today because, I mean, let's face it, the Patriots run game is back. Travion Henderson has found his footing, and now Ramondre Stevenson in the last week of the season realized that he's one of the fastest backs on their roster, and he's one of the best pass catching backs in the league right now, and he proved that with a touchdown this weekend. Now, I do believe it's going to be an absolute bloodbath, but I will say the main storyline from this game will once again be a Herbert not his fault game. But alas, at the end of the day, a loss is a loss, and I think the Patriots will be handing that to the Chargers this weekend.
for sure.
Yeah, man, I'm going with the Patriots. Like Drew said, with the consistency, like Drake May just doesn't seem like he's shakeable, in my opinion. Like I don't know, I don't think he'll be too. The moment will be too big for him, and we know that the moment's too big for Justin Herbert a lot. Like I don't know, for some reason, Justin Herbert just seems like every time he gets in a big game, like a little bit of the Sam Darnold effect, man. The seeing ghosts. Like I don't know what it is. Like we can say that the picks, aren't his fault, um, but a lot of them are, man. Like in
Yeah.
the four he had, you could maybe say one, maybe two. Nah, probably not.
Yeah.
He threw three legit picks, man. Like I don't want to hear
I thought
anything about it.
he threw four in that game last year.
Yeah, he threw
So
four, and I'll give him like one of them was like, okay, yeah, like his receiver should have caught that one. But the other three, bro, like I'm not buying it.
yeah, no, I
I'm
get
tired
that.
of the not his fault and the. I don't want to hear Brandon Staley's name ever again. We got to move on. Brandon Staley isn't there anymore.
Facts.
Yeah,
Okay, that doesn't even excuse the
the
27
boogie
points,
the
but
boogeyman's
but
not
I
in the
won't even
closet
get into
anymore.
that.
You can walk out.
Yeah, man, like we got to get over Brandon Staley. Like, please.
Yeah, no, I get
They
that.
have Jim Harbaugh. Their defense, in my opinion, isn't all that. Honestly, T Law gave them boys 35. Um, I'm just not buying it. I think it might get ugly. The Patriots just in the first quarter, they just look like they're playing perfect football.
Facts.
Like everything looks easy. Josh McDaniels, like he's a genius. I don't know, like he's an offensive genius. Like his
Yeah,
play calling is just.
I don't
I
know what
mean,
happened in Las Vegas when he was coaching over there, but man, it looks like a different team now. I'll tell
he
you that
can't
much.
handle the whole team, man. He's meant to be a coordinator.
Yep.
He was meant
So
for it. Like he.
so we're gonna go ahead and move over to the godforsaken. I believe. Who is the second seed now? Is it the Bears? Technically, it's the Bears, right?
I think so. I'm about to pull it up right now.
Yes, it is the Bears. It's the Bears heading into the
Yep.
Packers. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and lean towards the Bears winning a playoff game for the first time since 2018. I believe that team's on a roll, even if they ended up losing their last seasonal regular season game to the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions are not a pushover team at any means regarding towards playoff success. So I will go ahead and give the slight edge to the Chicago Bears to win it this Thursday.
Yeah, I agree, man. Like Chicago, in my opinion, is just a more complete team. They've gotten the running game going. Caleb's looked like a superstar these past few weeks, man, and the quarterback situation isn't going that great in Green Bay. Jordan Love's been out the last few weeks, so he's going to have to show up. The receiving core honestly just doesn't blow me away, bro. Josh Jacobs has been hurt like the entire end of the year. Emmanuel Wilson's cool, but he ain't Josh Jacobs, bro. So I think Matt LaFleur is going to put on a good coaching performance. I don't think this is going to be a blowout. I think it's going to continue their historic rivalry, but I do think the Bears are going to edge them out 100%.
Gotcha.
Um.
I
Yeah,
would say,
I'm
I'll
gonna
say
go.
what happened. What the Justin Herbert fan club found you, Noah? Like what happened, man?
No, 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 no. No, I got the Bears too, man. I really like what Ben Johnson's doing in Chicago. I feel
Facts.
like he's really changed not only the culture, but I feel like he's instilled a lot of confidence in Caleb. And I think they're gonna be riding hot, through this first round. Also, I'm just a little worried about Jordan Love coming off of an injury, the loss of Michael Parsons. I don't know. I feel like this is Chicago's time. I feel like they're gonna really prove some doubters wrong, especially because when they just beat Green Bay, obviously they had Malik Willis, so it was kind of, you know what I mean, gave them an excuse a little bit. But I don't know. I think it's gonna be different. I think they are gonna have a good showing. I believe, man. Their defense got to get it together, man.
Yeah,
Like
I will
they
say
they
that
can't
is
stop
definitely
anybody.
I will say that is definitely the root of the cause for sure as to why it's a little hesitant to pick Chicago, but I do think overall at the end of the day Caleb Williams will get this first ever playoff win, this first ever playoff appearance. But I am very excited to see how it all goes as we pivot towards our third and sixth seed games, which is the, I think, Philadelphia Eagles versus the San Francisco 49ers, which there is some history there. It's all dating back to the NFC Championship game where the Niners only had, I believe, Brock Purdy on a injured UCL, and they had CMC as the the quarterback for the rest of that game.
Oh, that game was crazy, man.
That
That
game
game
was
was
That's
so
brought back
crazy. It was
flashbacks,
unwatchable,
bro.
bro. Like it was
that
unwatchable football.
No cap.
yeah, that game was insane. Oh my god, I do think I'll give the edge to the Philadelphia Eagles. I do think at the end of the day, I don't think the Niners are healthy enough, and I don't think their defense is strong enough to
Oh
hold
yeah.
the Philadelphia Eagles. I do think Saquon will be officially unleashed this playoff run. I do believe that he's been on a leash this whole regular season, and now they're in the playoffs. There's all they got to do is just drop the leash, let him run buckle up, because at the end of the day, I do believe that that is exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree 100%, bro. The Niners, similar situation to Chicago. They haven't proved they can really stop anybody. I'm not a big fan of their defense. Fred Warner's not there, man. Their captain, so very fraudulent defense. And like I guess y'all have probably know right now, big thing for me is who's their quarterback, who's their coaching staff. Granted, Nick Sirianni. Granted he won a Super Bowl, but we know he can have questionable decision making sometimes. But I do think Philadelphia is easily the more complete team. Much better offense, much better defense, just more complete all around. And after seeing what transpired last week against Seattle, even in their home stadium, they didn't get across like the 40-yard line till like the fourth quarter, bro. Just an abysmal display of offense. So I can't put my money on San Fran. So we got to go with Philly, bro.
Yeah, I'm with y'all, man. As much as I hate to say it, though, yeah, I can't pick against Philly. Not in this spot, mainly just because of the defensive edge. Like, I mean, Philly's defense is still elite. I mean, it's still going to be like extremely tough for San Francisco to get going against that defense. And the main reason why that makes me more confident is because at a bare minimum, like Philly's offense at any point could look elite. I mean, it only takes, you know what I mean, a defense like San Francisco's for them to get going. So honestly, like this game could end up being a blowout. Truthfully,
Mm.
I wouldn't predict it, but like if you told me Philly came out there and blew them out, I wouldn't be surprised because I also don't think that San Fran's played the tough. I don't know, like other than their divisional opponents, like I don't know. I just don't really buy it this year. I
No,
don't think they can just lean on Christian McCaffrey against that defense. You know what I mean? In that spot,
Yeah.
I'm not buying it.
yeah, no, I get that 100%. I do think now, however, this is where I think some of us might have different opinions because now we head over to the NFC South
Oh
division
no.
wild card matchup between the Panthers
Oh,
and the
RJ,
Rams.
Don't. I
don't
was about to
do
say
it,
RJ.
bro.
Don't do it, bro.
And by
Please, bro.
God, are we going to pound? Give me the Panthers to
Ah,
upset the Los Angeles Rams this upcoming weekend. Now, look, listen, I get it. Everyone's groaning, everyone's moaning. Listen, that win that they just had against those same Rams just a few weeks ago doesn't look fraudulent anymore. We have to remember the Rams were struggling versus the Cardinals this past weekend. If it wasn't for the Cardinals just being an absolute abysmal team, it was 16-16 entering the fourth quarter. That game could have gotten away for the Rams, and it could have got ugly quick. And I'm telling you guys right now, the Panthers defense is a lot better than the Cardinals defense. Give me the Panthers and a stunner to ruin a lot of people's parlays and to give Bryce Young his first ever playoff win.
No, you got it, bro.
listen, RJ, bro.
Listen,
I just want to be on the record. Like I'm a big Bryce Young guy. You know what I mean. Like I'm really rooting for the brother, man. But if you think Sean McVay and Matthew Stafford are going to lose out on a possible Super Bowl run due to the Panthers, bro, I would literally bet any amount of money I have that the Panthers are going to lose, bro. I
amen.
promise you.
I
I don't think they could take it lightly enough to lose a home playoff game. No, it wouldn't be home. They're going to be on the road. That's true.
They
Still,
are
bro.
going
Doesn't
to
matter.
be on the
Don't matter,
road.
bro.
Honestly, it really doesn't matter where they play. They could play in Arkansas. It don't matter, man. I mean, they're gonna. I don't even think it'll be a blowout. I just know that they're gonna come through. Matthew Stafford is having too good of a season. The Panthers couldn't put points up against the Bucks. Um, yeah, I just don't buy it. I don't think they can get it done. Not this year, man. It's a good stepping stone. Like they had a good season. You know what I'm saying? I'm proud of Bryce Young, man. You know what I mean? You've been through a lot, but I don't think so. They also like the experience level, the coaching. Leans heavily towards the Rams. Quarterback, obviously, weapons. The Panthers don't have the horses, man. They don't have the talent. I don't see it happening.
Yeah, 100% Noah. I don't want to I think Noah kind of answered it, but at the end of the day, they got one of the best quarterbacks still in football, an MVP candidate, over 45 touchdowns this year, man. Matt Stafford is one of one, bro. And like you said, Sean McVay, one of the best coaching minds in football. There is no way, especially after already losing to them in the regular season. I know RJ say don't believe in the fraud victory. It was a fraudulent victory, bro. In my opinion, there's just no way they're gonna win this game right here. And I will say, I don't really like what I've been seeing out of LA these last couple of weeks. Whether it was against the loss to Atlanta, which they almost did come back from. I do like that resiliency they showed, but still, you shouldn't have lost that game. There's no way you should have lost against that Atlanta team, even though Bijan was doing whatever he wants. But at the end of the day, Carolina does not have a player even remotely close to the talent level of Bijan Robinson on their team that can make plays like that. Bryce Young, do not trust Bryce Young in a playoff game like this, bro. Hell no. Especially coaching against Sean McVay. You're going to tell me you're going to trust Bryce Young to take the team to the promised land against Sean McVay, bro. And I'm not sitting here and act like the Rams have the most electrifying defense in football, because it's far, far from it. But come on, man. He's one of the best coaching minds in football. I honestly, I think the only way the Panthers have a first, and another thing, they don't even have the refs on their side. That last game against Tampa Bay, 100% showed the NFL does not want the Carolina Panthers in the playoffs, bro. And at the end of the day, NFL runs this. So with all that being said, Rams have the talent. They have the coaching. Like I said, this would be a complete surprise, like you said, RJ. I just don't see it happening. Like I said, the only way I think they have a shot is if Chuba Hubbard and Rico Dowdle put on one of the most historic running back duo performances I've ever seen in my life. If that doesn't happen, they have no shot.
That's the only way they can stay in the game, is if they just pound the rock, man. If they run effectively, then I think, you know what I mean, it could definitely close the gap. But I just know if it comes down to, a couple drives at the end, I'd bet my money on Stafford. Come on, man.
And in that previous performance, Bryce Young put up 3 touchdowns. Come on. Realistically, RJ, do you really think Bryce Young is going to put up 3 more touchdowns in this game right here?
Hold on now.
I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening.
I wouldn't count it out.
No.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it was rainy. It was rainy in Tampa. I will give the Tampa Bay Bucks their benefit of a doubt. But like I said, I would not be shocked if Stafford, who hasn't been on schedule with a lot of his throws these past few weeks, let's keep it a sec. If you watch this past week's game, he almost threw 3 picks in a row. The man does not trust his receivers outside of Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams, which I cannot blame him for. But I'm looking at that, and I'm looking at Bryce Young trusting everyone from Jimmy Horn to fucking Xavier Legette, Leonardo DeGarda. He's a bunch of raccoons every single weekend. At the end of the day, if he is trusting those guys on that field and Stafford can't trust his guys, I'm going to look at that, be like, okay, J.C. Horn is on Puka Nacua. If Adams is not good to go this week, you have one of the worst wide receiver 2s in the league going against one of the best scheme defenses in the league. I don't know. At the end of the day, we do have to move on to our next subject, but give me the Panthers, like I said, to win this weekend.
One more quick thing. Devontae going to play. Believe that. Devontae going to play, and Puka Nacua, in my opinion, is arguably the best receiver
Puka's going to play
right now. So
yeah, Puka's
that's all I'm going to say. Yeah. That's all I'm going to say.